Thank you all so much for coming. Let's see how loud we can get, all right? Let's see. Come on, get loud. All right. Yes, great. All right. We're going to try a little chant, all right? We're going to try a little chant. So, it's going to be a call and response, and you're going to, if you know it, you know it. If you don't, you're going to know it. So when I say, show me what democracy looks like, you're going to say, show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Awesome! You guys sound great. So, thank you so much. Some quick housekeeping, please. Take all your trash with you. We don't want to disturb this beautiful area. We have lovely volunteers today who are wearing orange bandanas. You can find them walking around at the welcome table or accessibility table, which is over here. They have water and some snacks. The lovely Eve will help you over there. Thank you all so much for being here today. Your eagerness and your ferocity makes events like this possible. And thank you all for working around this lovely heat. It is a lovely fall day and it's really hot. And you were here earlier during this tense situation. My name is Lauren Pothier. I'm 23 years old. I live in Providence. When I heard about this national movement, the We the People March, I jumped at the chance to organize a sister rally here in Rhode Island. Thank you everybody who helped me get here. To all of our tabling organizations, our volunteers, and our sponsors and our speakers. You have made this possible. A big, big shout out to Girls Rock Rhode Island who provided this PA system. They're a wonderful organization and they donated this PA system so you can hear us, and that is wonderful for them. If you are like me, living through this administration, and even before, has been hard. I found myself feeling lost and helpless reading the news, crying my eyes out from frustration coming home from protests, and waking up in the middle of the night from nightmares. It's hard, but we know it is necessary work. We can't stop reading the news. We can't stop going to these protests. We cannot stop filling our minds with the images of these children being separated from their parents, the lives lost to gun violence, and the white supremacy, homophobia, sexism, and all the hatred that has run rampant in our country. The things that keep me up at night fuel me. I am ecstatic that we have so many incredible speakers here today, representing the amazing people and organizations of Rhode Island. Thank you all so much for being here. We may be the smallest state in the nation, but we can make huge waves when we work together. Thank you everyone who helped me organize this event. Thank you to the National We the People March leaders who are in DC right now, marching through the streets of Washington, DC, and demanding to be heard. And we will be heard. We the People march to be heard against an unjust government who use fear-mongering tactics to get what they want, who lock children in cages, who implement travel bans on Muslims, who threaten the rights of our LGBTQ family and friends, who diminish our human rights every day. We are here today to organize and to say enough is enough. Last month, I attended a protest led by Never Again Action at the Wyatt Detention Center. For those who do not know, the Wyatt is an ICE-affiliated, quasi-profit, for-profit prison right here in Central Falls, Rhode Island. I was there with Never Again Action of Rhode Island, a Jewish-led organization protesting the contract that the Wyatt currently holds with ICE. I was there as an ally with hundreds of members of our New England Jewish community. I learned Jewish prayer, songs, and stood in solidarity with the detainees who watched us from the windows of the detention facility. I was also there when I watched a correctional officer run his car into protesters who were sitting down on a crosswalk. And instead of stopping fully, he accelerated again into more people. Many of us, including myself, surrounded the car to get him to stop hurting more people. Suddenly, more correctional officers exited the prison and came running at us. Great, I thought. They're coming to arrest this man who just tried to kill these people. But then they started pepper spraying us. The shirt I am wearing today is still stained with the pepper spray that the Wyatt Detention Center correctional officers assaulted us with. I tell you this because this happened right here in Rhode Island. Right here in our state. This blue state. The state that we believe to be progressive. But it only can be progressive if we make it. That's what today is about. Today is for all of you to be here, to talk to the organizations present, to listen to the speakers, and to leave here ready to change. I want you all to leave here with a fire lit under your asses to get something done. We need your fear, we need your anger, we need your compassion, so that each time we go back to the Wyatt Detention Center, there's so many of us, they can't even think about running us over with a truck. I want you to write to your council members, your representatives, and your senators when they aren't upholding the progressive values we voted them in for. I want you to make racism, sexism, homophobia, and transphobia difficult to live around you, because you will shut it down when you see it. Sitting back and letting someone else handling it isn't cutting it anymore. Silence is not an option. Silence is never an option. As Desmond Tutu said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. That is a quote that you need to embody. We need to get motivated. The time for sitting back is long gone. We are here today to mobilize and to push forward towards the change we want to see here in Rhode Island. We want to solidify women's rights. We want universal reproductive health care free from the stigma and hatred at the national level. We want to abolish private prisons. We want to abolish ICE, and we won't tolerate the practice that systemically separates families. We want no more children in cages. We want police reform to bring the end to police states and police brutality. We want people to know that Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. We want weapons of war out of the hands of civilians and comprehensive gun laws. We want corporate money out of our elections, and we want other countries out of our elections. We want a comprehensive plan to combat climate change. We want our LGBTQ brothers and sisters to live openly, proudly, not to be minimized, for our struggles and accomplishments to be diminished by so-called straight pride parades and those who view us as lesser. We want our neighbors to lift each other up, not turn away. We want our elected officials to listen to us, help us, and work for us. Thank you again so much for being here. I encourage you all to write your name on every single newsletter sign up or petition you see. Get involved, take notes. I want you to leave today ready to change the world. Silence and inaction are complicity.